Guys, welcome to our channel Swipe to Learn. We are back with another video on Python modules. We'll be seeing how a module is created, what's a module, what's the use of creating a modules, and how the module helps us to write the efficient code. And we'll also be discussing about the most important use case of the Python, that is the modules, and how the built-in modules like such as math, datetime, random, numpy, and so many modules. We'll be discussing about each of the module in detail with their built-in functions. In this video, we'll be diving into all of the modules and how those helps us to write the efficient code. Let's move on. So let's see what a module. A module is something, it consists of files, attributes, and many more. What is a file? A file contains a set of functions or an instructions. Okay, so it's a module to be considered as the same code library, and a file contains the set of functions like you want to include in your application. So to create a module, we use this simple method. If you want in a file, save the file function.py. So I am writing the module here, new module, my module.py, and I'm having the function def greeting. It prints, it takes the parameter name. Suppose name is Ram, then it prints as hello Ram. So this is the module and it's the function it returns. So now I'm saving it as a my module.py. So whenever I want to use the module, whatever the functions the present in the module, I use import statement. This import statement used to import, like it helps us to take all the methods, attributes, and values from the module and use it in your writing code. So I have created my module. This is my user defined module. So I am import my module and my module dot greeting. So now I no need to write the greeting function wherever I wanted to use the greeting function. Whatever application it might be, this module supports throughout my Python application. So like if we go with the class or something, it helps us to inherit from only in the files itself. So this modules works over the classes, files, folders, among everything in the module. So you, you can call, if suppose it has the function my module dot greeting or dot welcoming dot setbacks, everything. So whatever I can use. So every time whenever I need to call, I'm using my module dot followed by the method whatever I have or attribute whatever I have. So I can't write it my module each and every time. So I'm using alias. So I am importing my module as mx. So whenever I use instead of my module, I can follow mx dot greetings, mx dot welcome, like this. So it helps us to create an alias, like it provides a shorthand, right? So these are the many built-in Python. One of the most important use cases, Python supports several built-in modules. Like here we have OS. As you see, to remove a file, you need os.remove. Math module, it helps us to perform many modules. Time, it gives the time. Date time, it gives the date time along with random to generate the random series. SMTP library, this is used to transfer the mails. TK-Inter, this is a visual representation of library. SQLite 3, you will be having the SQL tables, whatever operations you perform in the SQL table, creation, deletion, everything. CSV, comma, summated values, you will be having this library. Pandas, NumPy is used to perform the array operation. Matplotlib used to denote the bar charts, uh, bar graphs, etc. Scikit, Keras, Python, NLTK, natural language processing, Python. These are all several built-in modules and the libraries that are available in the Python. You can create n number of Python is very easy, and because of these modules we can create n number of large applications and several applications in minutes of time. This is how built-in modules work. And so whatever module you have, you can't memorize all the functions, all the attributes it has. So whenever you take a module, suppose import, what's our module? My module x equals to dir of my module. Print x. So this is how my code looks. This gonna prints what function do my module have? Greeting is only predefined now, right? It gives the greeting. So in the same way, if you go with the import math, x is equals to dir of math, print x, it prints all the functions, variable names, what math possess. So in this way, you can recall what are the functions and the variables available to print here, right? So this is how import platform works. Platform is also a standard library. You can just go through it. It has a number of libraries. Now let's see with the math library. So if you go with the math library, so I am importing the math. This is the standard statement for each of any program you write. So I am using the first function f apps of x. It returns the absolute value of x as a float. So if it is minus 5, I am using math dot. If I import math as m, import math as m, then I can use m dot f absolute of minus 8. The output would be 8.00. It gives in the float values. So it takes converts all the positive negative values everything into positive. Fmod. Fmod performs the modulus operation. It takes the two parameters x comma y. Modulus is a reminder when x is divided by y. Power of xy. If you go with power of 5 comma 2, it gives the power of 5 square. Right. 5 square. That would be 100 would be the result. So if you go with so square root of x. Square root of x takes the number and returns the square root. So square root of 100. It takes square root of 100. The answer would be 10 is written. If you go with the seal of x, it rounds up the number to its nearest integer. If you see here, math.seal of 5.2, 5.2 nearest integer is 6. If you go with floor of x, floor of 5.2, it rounds the number down to its nearest integer. 5.2 will be 5. So if you say with 5.2, it lies between the integer 5 and 6. If it is seal, it gives to the number greater roundup, and if it is floor, it gives the lower downer number, that is 5. So mod f returns the fractional and integer parts when two item tuple, like 50.5. So 50.5 mod f gives it's a summation of 50.0 and 0.5, right? So this is rounduping factorial and integer parts. It gives the returns a factorial of a number. So you no need to write a entire code block to find the factorial and the function. You can just give factorial of 5 or factorial of 500. It generates the number. So this is how the math module. So if you see with the datetime module, if you call the datetime.date, it gives the new date assuming the current Georgian calendar. It always follows the Georgian calendar. And if you go with datetime.time, it gives the time. It follows the 24 into 60 into 60 format. If you go with the class datetime, it gives both date and time. If you go with datetime.time delta, it gives the duration expressing the difference between two date time or date time. And if you go with tz info, it's used by both the classes datetime and time. It provides the customizable notion of time adjustment, that is the tz info between the two dates and times. Okay, let's move on to the next. Here is the most used library, the random library. So if you go with the random, will be just the syntax is same. You'll be importing random. If you call random dot random of, it doesn't take any argument. It provides a real number. So if argument it provides, it takes 0 to 1. With the scale of 0 to 1, it provides a real number, random real number. So if you call random for the first time, it provides the output here. If you call it again, the output may be 0562876. That might be something different. So each and every time whenever you run the program, the output would be different. And random dot randint of x comma y, it takes the two parameters x comma y and it generates an integer between x and y. So if it is from 3 comma 7, it gives 4. And if it is from minus 3 comma in that range, it provides a random integer. If random integer, if the the function method is rand range, it takes only one parameter y. If it takes one parameter, the default is 0, and whatever y, it gives in the range between 0 and y. If you give 5 here, between 0 and 5, it's providing the random integer 4. If you give random dot rand range of x comma y, it takes two positive integers, that is like start and stop value, and it generates the random integer between x and y. Between 2 comma 7, it gives the random number. It takes inclusive of both the start values and stop values. That's why you got 2 here. If you go and run with again here 3. So whatever you work with the random module, at each time of its execution, the output will be varied. That you have to be concentrated and you have to remember it. And the another most important of using modules is NumPy. NumPy, it's called as a numerical Python. It works same as of like a list. It works between the list and taking as an array module. As you see with the C, you will be having about arrays. In Python, we generally use arrays as the same of the list. So import numpy as np, and you have np dot array of followed by this uh, list. So I am using this np dot array. So whenever I print A, it gives in a list 0, 1, 2, 3. If you go with type, then it gives class of numpy dot nd array. Nd means n dimensional array. So if you take type of array, it gives array ndim. So if you call this ndim attribute, it gives the size of the array. That is what's the dimension. This is like one dimension. If you go with the matrix representation, it would be 1 into 4. It gives this n dimensional. How many lines? So what if array is multi-dimensional? Then the array would be 0, 1, 1, 2. This is a two-dimensional array, 2 by 2. So this is a two-dimensional array, right? And if you go with a dot shape, it gives both sides like row comma column of array. So here we have 4 comma, right? Default is 1. And then length of a. These are all same methods how we work with the list, but here it different add-ons are n dimension shape as it's taking array format. This is how NumPy we have several built-in methods and several modules. On each and every module we have different things to use. So learn more about the modules using different modules. You can refer the Python documentation and use whatever module you work, and you can create number of methods and ways and applications. Congratulations on mastering different modules. Keep practicing. Modules play a very vital role in your Python programming. Thank you guys for watching. If you please if you find it very important and helpful, please do like, share, and subscribe and share to your friends. Thank you, guys.